You know, yes, I'm very grateful, but I'm sick and tired of seeing my fellow human being, my brothers and sisters dying out in the cold. I cannot enjoy my prosperity. And you've got to understand, if you're having a hard time enjoying your prosperity, get to the bottom of it. Understand what's bugging you. And it is, so you've got to fight the good fight. If you're a super rich guy, I mean, you're worth billions of dollars like Mark Zuckerberg or Warren Buffett, set an example, Bill Gates, and poverty in your town and show the world it can be done. End it. Demand sound currency in your town. Buy up all the housing and then rent it out for cheap and give people the opportunity to buy that housing and continually lower the price. I mean, these are some steps some very tangible steps that anybody can take. If you're loaded with dough, we got to get it out there to the people. We got to set the captives free, lower their cost of living. This is how it can be done. Show that, you can cause crime to nearly disappear in your town. This is what a rich guy like Zuckerberg could do. He could do this in the entire Silicon Valley, the entire Bay Area. Zuckerberg could end poverty. And you'd see virtually no crime. I'm saying the cops don't worry about being, losing your jobs because there's no more crime, okay? Because I'm saying poverty ended for everybody. Prosperity for you too. Don't worry about what you're going to do, how you're going to serve. Let your conscience be your guide. Let God, work through your conscience and do what you want. We don't have to stick with the same career. Who told you that? We can all do different stuff, whatever you want to do at any given time. Beholden to no man, free. That's what I'm offering everybody. That's what I want for everybody. This, and the same is true for everybody working in the money lending industry, which is enormous. It's about 25% of Americans are somehow employed in the financial services industry. But the same thing for you. I want the best for you. So I'm trying to get through to you how I cope with, in a very unjust world. And I also have to confront the issues. And I know I don't always do it very tactfully, but, at least I'm getting out there and doing it. Sometimes I think I make an ass out of myself, and sometimes I think I'm just pounding my head against the wall. But, if I can reach one person, that's all it takes, is one person out there that, says something that I said, and okay, now that made sense. And I can use that. And I can go out there and share that thing. That's how it works. And then you share something with me, I pick up on it, and I share it. We don't need to take credit for, for that tidbit of information, because it all comes from God. So if you're going to give glory, give honor to God for giving us the brain, the mind, the will, to confront evil and to confront it in a very coherent, cogent manner, that an irrefutable manner. Say, no, you can't hide from the truth anymore. We're exposing you, okay? Information, knowledge, wisdom on the earth, accurate education is reaching, node lambda now. It's in full swing, and it's going to wash through humanity, and it's going to free us. This is the Spirit of God that's going to come down. And I do believe in what the scriptures say about the angels coming, and I believe these entities are they're interacting all through history. These beings, the Elohim. God has other beings for different purposes. These are relatives of ours. Just like you could say a dog or a monkey is our relative, because yes, they're living, breathing creatures. These are fauna, and so we're related. And like the angels, these are imperishable beings. They've risen above mortality. They're created for a different purpose, but nevertheless, we're very closely related. We can appear to be very much the same. The only difference is they have these imperishable bodies that we are promised to inherit someday, if we are found worthy to inherit a renewed earth. So I believe in all these things are coming. So good is coming to humanity, and so in that sense, I'm very optimistic, and I need to remind myself that I'm very optimistic and that my message is good. It's particularly good for the poor. This is my focus, is what the same things Jesus taught. This is getting to the bottom of it. This is really, facing the reality that we have, is just understanding how we've been duped, how humanity has been played. And it's all through intentional impoverishment of people. You could go back thousands of years and see the misery, the cruel kings and queens inflicted upon the people of the earth, these feudal overlords, And it was all about keeping the people down and poor and taxing them, even though you didn't need their taxes. It reminds me of, parking meters. It's like, no, we don't need that. We could find, far less painful sources of revenue, to create these jobs, because essentially that's all they're doing. They bought themselves a job. I'm a meter maid, so I go out and I tax you, you know. So they make this very miserable and very odious, and to impose on the people, and they make our lives miserable. They burden us. They shackle us. They tie us down. They put us in bondage. They make us beholden to them, so that they can keep us subservient, and they do it through violence. This is the card up their sleeve. This is an ace in the hole that these wicked evildoers, this gaggle of murderous thugs, again, the top guys, these money printers that have the copyright on the money, and their political whores that they're in collusion with, these are the ones that are doing this. They're willing to use those methods, whereby decent humanity not only is unwilling to use those methods, he can't use those methods. It goes against his conscience. It's like selling your soul, at least compromising it, and you can't do that. When you give glory to God for your existence, when you realize, I didn't create myself, so who did? This is a mystery. This is a miracle. And so I don't covet these evil. I don't care how rich you are. I don't care what you think you own. You're hundreds of billions or trillions, whatever the hell you think that you've got, like the devil. All this I will hand you. You own the whole world because you've got this fiat currency that you've invented, you've conjured up. And so you can buy all the commodities, all the services you want forever and ever, and hand it off to your kids as a great aristocracy. It's miserable. So we've got the same situation today, folks. And to me, it's even worse because, it's so frustrating because we haven't made any progress. And now, your overlord is right next door. This is your landlord. This is how we've broken down. Now, here in California, you're either a landlord or you're a tenant. Overlords and serfs. That's it. And so the interest of the overlords are that you have high rent and increasing rent, and the interest of the serfs is that they would have lower rent. And who's winning? Who keeps winning this fight? Okay, people are working minimum wage jobs. They're handing every penny over to their overlord now. And then you want to complain about taxes? People regularly cheat on their taxes. I see it come out in court all the time. A guy sells a car, and the guy writes down, oh, I paid half that much so he can save a few bucks on taxes. So, and they don't even get in trouble for these things. It's because everybody knows. How the IRS knows. I've heard it from the horse's mouth. And you can bring me in court, and I'd be, you subpoena me, and I'd be happy to tell you where I got the information. But it's a fact. They know these things. They know that people don't want to cheat on their taxes. Okay, small businesses and self-employed entrepreneurs, whatever. They don't want to cheat. They hate cheating, but they're doing it to survive. And the IRS themselves know this. So don't worry too much about the IRS. Worry more about being oppressed by the lending institution, or your overlord. Okay, this is where we need to focus. This is where we need to put our foot down and say no. People are dying out in the cold. We got the government in there subsidizing the housing. They've caused the housing prices to go up. They say, well, yeah, we got a higher tax base. I see this stuff come out on the mainstream media news. It's all understood. Oh, well, yeah, it's bad for the economy when the house prices went down because they lost this tax base. The insanity here. This is insanity. This is the snake eating its tail. This government subsidizing stuff. And we all know, well, we got all these welfare, so we're going to blame the welfare recipients. More and more of them keep falling through the cracks. They're dying out there. So, who are you going to blame? The people that wrecked up the joint? Or, these people that are experiencing the effects of the wrecked up joint? Blame the causers. Don't blame the effect. Remember that. And it's all about the money. We've all got to understand this is the root of all the evil. Anyhow, folks, I think I'm going to end this video now, and I wish the best for everybody. I really do. And I'm sorry I don't smile more, but I wish I did. I wish I laughed more, but I'm kind of a serious dude, and that's just the way it is. And anyhow, we'll talk again soon, and speak truth to power. Do what you can, because like it said before, and I'll say it again, You are the resistance, and we need you. Confront the problem, because it won't go away on its own. Nobody's handing out social economic justice. It must be demanded. And if you don't demand it, you're not going to get it.